Alright, let's talk about something that's been on my mind since the first episode of the new Ted Lasso season dropped. Imagine this. You're walking through a crowded mall, minding your own business, and suddenly you spot someone you haven't seen in years. Your heart does a little flip. Remember those crazy adventures you used to have? But then you take a closer look, and that initial excitement fades into a familiar ache. That's exactly how I felt watching Ted Lasso come back. It's like the show is trying to recapture magic, but now we're all just wondering if it's the same spark or just nostalgia wearing a new costume. Let's get real here. Ted Lasso isn't just a show about football. It's a masterclass in emotional manipulation. Jason Sudeikis' character is the kind of person who could convince a room full of cynics that kindness is a superpower. But here's the thing. When you've been away from something for 3 years, the stakes change. The first season was a rom-com with a side of sports drama. Now, it feels like the show is trying to balance being a heartfelt family drama with all the absurdity that made us love it in the first place. And honestly, I'm not sure it's pulling it off yet. What makes this really interesting is how the show has evolved alongside its audience. 3 years ago, Ted Lasso was a breath of fresh air in a world that felt too serious. Now, with the rise of AI-generated content and hyper-realistic storytelling, Ted Lasso's folksy charm feels almost like a relic. But here's the twist. Maybe that's the point. In an age where everything is optimized for efficiency, Ted Lasso is a reminder that sometimes the best stories are the ones that don't try too hard. The problem? The new season feels like it's trying to be both a heartfelt drama and a comedy of errors, and it's not clear which one it wants to be. Let's talk about the characters for a second. Ted's relationship with his son, Henry, has always been the emotional core of the show. But now, after 3 years of absence, there's this unspoken tension. Is Henry still the same kid who used to sneak into the stadium? Or has he grown into someone who sees Ted's antics as more than just endearing? The show hints at this, but it doesn't fully explore it. And that's where I think the show stumbles. It's like it's afraid to dive into the messy parts of human relationships, opting instead for the safe, feel-good moments that worked before but might not cut it now. What many people don't realize is that Ted Lasso's success isn't just about the humor or the sports drama. It's about the way it makes you feel. It's the kind of show that makes you believe in second chances, in the power of friendship, in the idea that even the most unlikely person can change the world. But here's the catch. If the show starts leaning too heavily on its own legacy, it risks becoming a parody of itself. The new season has moments that feel like they're trying to recreate the magic of the past, but without the same emotional punch. It's like watching a concert where the band is playing all the hits but none of them feel as big as they did the first time around. If you take a step back and think about it, Ted Lasso is a cultural phenomenon that's managed to stay relevant in a world that's constantly changing. But relevance isn't the same as reinvention. The show needs to find a way to evolve without losing the essence of what made it special. And that's the bigger question. Can a show that's built on heart and humor survive when the world around it starts to feel less forgiving? Or is Ted Lasso destined to become a cautionary tale of over-sentimentality in an age that's moving too fast for nostalgia? Personally, I think the new season is a mixed bag. There are moments that feel like pure genius, and others that feel like the show is just going through the motions. But here's the thing. Even if it's not perfect, Ted Lasso still has the power to make you believe in something. And maybe that's all we need right now.